Right. Right. So overall, it's kind of good what you're doing here. You subdivide, it's kind of giving you the right shapes. The folds here, we'll say nanti lah, you can fix it, but can certainly be improved. I have a feeling gotta fix this a bit because it's a bit rapat here and there. Right now, if you subdivide, you get that lucu, particularly here and here, here as well, here as well. So how do you get rid of that? It's a matter of sliding the edges a bit. Means that you gotta kind of know where to remove it. For instance, this part here. What am I saying? Is that you gotta know where to select. Lepas tu you can either slide it a bit. Tapi that's not gonna work because that's all connected kan. So how do we fix this? Let me just think. So that's actually a bevel, that's why it's doing that. Yeah, I would remove all these lights. Plus we got that extra one. So I'm gonna try to kind of remove it first. That part. This part, we'll just leave it there. This part is what we don't need to. Just remove that. Oh, we could use that part actually. Let's see. Okay, I think that one we can live with it. That's actually now and gone. Just remove it first. See if I remove that. This one go down. I think that will work. So just remove that and that. Let's see what we get. This bunch. We'll set on you. Okay, it's not gonna work because that's all contained. Just make it a bit thicker first. I think if you subdivide this will be okay already. Doesn't require a lot of changing. See, I remove things here. You subdivide, then you get a nice smooth thing already. So that should work. It's just it's looking a bit nippish, right? Let's get it from far. It's not that bad, but can certainly be improved. So if you want that kind of effect, what you can do is right down the middle here. And it can be hard to select it, but basically we want that edge, which is located in the inside, right? And we want to go to edge ring, to the whole edge ring, right? That whole thing, the whole ring. We'll just connect it first, so we get one complete edge loop. It's hard to see what I'm trying to do here, but I hope you can see where I'm trying to select. It's the one underneath there. There. So I'll say go to edge loop to edge loop, right? So that whole edge loop. So we wanna move in terms of the normals. So what I want to do is, let's see. I want to go to vertices, right? And we want to, is that a one for normals? Let's see. Maybe this will work, maybe it won't. Let's see. Yeah, that kind of does the trick. Right, so we're moving in normals. Because we're trying to make it a bit fatter, if you get what I mean. And then you can add another one. Say you go edge ring and edge ring, and then you connect that again. Okay, that's going all the way wrong. Because we have that, so you gotta get rid of this dulu. Let me see, let's just get rid of it then. That one, and this is not bad actually. I'll just get rid of it. Yeah, it's not bad. Could use that. What do we take out is the question. Maybe I'll just connect everyone. So I'll go to vertex, get my target well. Sorry about that. Just target well everything. And I'll say that's okay. Slide edge that guy. That does look a bit funny, so let's just move it a bit here. Right. So I gotta fix all of this here. I mean, this is also a way to kind of lessen your edge loops so that it's more manageable. I will say that this is okay, and I'll keep this. Right, and take out this one instead. And then if you subdivide, that's gonna look nice and curvy. I don't know. Maybe it's an aesthetic like you were looking for, but I'll say I'm not really a big fan when it's like that. It does lend itself well, it looks like that, but there are ways to hold that edge, as I'll demonstrate later. Alright, let's just take out what we don't need. And we're gonna have to decide which one to take out actually. I'll say that one goes there. Take out that one, take out this one. Alright, that's much better, I guess. Press 3, nice and rounded. But you want that definition. So what we can do is we can perhaps just select the bunches here. Something is a bit off here. Let me just. Okay, nothing's wrong there. We can do one of two things. We can bevel this, but because we got that, it's going to affect our bevel. Or maybe not. But I'll say I don't want to bevel. Instead, to hold the edges, I will use my insert edge loop instead. Alright, that's wrong. So I gotta kind of reset it first. Set that. I want it to be like that, and I'll buff it out a bit. And this one too. And I'll just go to vertices, and I want to move in normal. So let's see if that does a job. Sweet. I want that whole edge loop. I want to go to vertices, and I want to push out the normals that way. So that will kind of buff it up a bit, slight bit. It's like doing a bevel, but we're doing it manually. So you still get that nice rim. Still feels nice. It's nice and rounded. Kind of follows the shape of the arm. That's my take lah. As for the head here, kejap normally if I move that, okay. You want to follow the topology. If you see the face, it has muscles underneath the eyes, and the mouth is gonna have that muscle, kan? So you want things to kind of follow that. So I would actually try to mimic that here. One way of doing that, perhaps, I mean, you already have a topology, sphere here, and can be, how to say, you don't want that to go to waste, can? So what we can do is, let's try to work with what we have. Alright, just press 4. I think I got half of it. Let's just make sure we don't select what we don't need. Alright, that's kind of okay, maybe. Let's get it from the top. Seems like it. Right, instead of deleting, I can do one of two things. Maybe I'll just duplicate. Oh no, I want to duplicate the front one. Oops. I actually forgot how to do this. Let's just I want to select other than that. I forgot the shortcut. Oh, there you go. Shift, it's shift. Okay. So perhaps I'll just extract that. Duplicate that. Much better. So we'll just duplicate that, and let's see which one is it. That's it, and we'll hide the previous one. So we only have this to work with. Okay, I'm not gonna bother about it. Should I? Let's not bother with it for now. Right. So what we need to do is we need to kind of follow the shape of our eye here, so we get the right topology going on there. So in essence, what we're doing here is we're trying to make sure that our muscles, this is actually the wrong one, so I'll just use wood instead. It's gonna give me a funny shape, but that's fine for now. So we can certainly add more lines here, and we're gonna have to start building that. If you subdivide, you're gonna see that it's gonna give you a nice flow, but this is not enough lah, and you want to, I mean, it's like what we did before with the previous modeling exercises, but we're trying to kind of closely mirror our reference here. Same thing with the one above, right? So you want to build that eye socket properly, as close as possible, and you'll be adding more what we call, you'll be adding more edge loops as you go along. Okay, this is funny. What's going on? Somebody's acting funny all of a sudden. Let's just delete the history. Okay, there you go. Right, and I mean, that's how I approach it. And here, if you're you're gonna look. I mean, it's good that you have these eyes here as reference. That's very good actually. So you can actually agak where you want to place your vertices, and you can probably pull things out a bit just so that it follows that shape of the eyeball there. So we're going in normal, right? But trust me, this is a lot of work, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it this way, um, but it's one way. It's not the only way of doing it. So I don't know. You can actually approach it using another method, like using a using the sculpting in ZBrush if you want. But basically you're gonna have to do this because at the end of the day you want to get the topology correct in terms of the eye. So then you can select certain muscles and pull it out, just like how we did with our modeling earlier. Okay, so you're gonna do the same with this guy juga. So you're gonna select that, try to kind of follow that shape there. And if you don't have enough enough edge loops, then you're gonna have to add more as you go along, right? And I'm gonna do this one here. So those things will become your eye socket basically. And then from there, you might select a face. But my 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 edge loops are not enough here, so I might be adding more. And I gotta solve all this triangle. Basically turn it into quads. So that means you gotta delete some edges, so that the tops here are quads. Now it's kind of quads, and then move things around, slide edge and all that. Basically the same thing lah. And then move it around. This can flow a different way actually. Doesn't have to point to the same, and it shouldn't. By right, it shouldn't be pointing to the same points. I know the circle was nice and smooth, and that's good. But you can also use a cube and start with that, and then a cube can eventually be smoothed out, and then you have eventually what you get is this part here, this face here, that will actually form the bulk of the mouth and the muscles on the mouth there, because you're gonna have to model this macam mana pun kan. So you might be adding more edge loops, and then we're gonna we're gonna have to kind of line it up with this reference. Okay, tell you what, I'm getting tired of this. So I'll go to world and do that. I'll bother about those things later. But basically, that's what you want to do. And this is the lower lip, so it needs to follow that. Actually, we have this part here, so you need to kind of follow that closely. Right. I think you know where I'm going with this. It is a lot of work. We need more edge loops there, certainly. Like here and here maybe, to really define that curve. But I gotta solve the top part here. If not, it's gonna be this contained thing like that, as you can see here. So we want to get kind of try to make sure that we don't actually do what we don't want. Yeah, kind of stop there first. Right, so you'll be adding more, and you might actually shape this better to really follow the eyes. Certainly it's a lot of work, tapi you kind of have to layan lah the process. It does take some time, but trust me, it will be more worth it. Or if you want, you can always try the route of sculpting this. No problem. You can sculpting still does the job, and then you can bring it back into Maya and use retopology by using quad draw here. You can Google two things, which is quad draw and retopology in YouTube, and you get more videos on how to do that. Tapi that's my opinion lah, that you need to kind of really follow the topology lah in all this. I mean, it's starting to see shape, even though it's all crooked and whatnot. Tapi, you know, we're trying to follow topology and try to mirror it as best as possible. Some parts you can perhaps delete, that will kind of form the neck. What I mean is, you know, all this bunch here, you can delete, you know, and this stuff here can be extruded, bring it down like that, so on. So you got some overlap here, so you gotta fix that as well. Alright, I hope that's kind of clear lah. That's the only thing about your mesh that perhaps needs more finesse lah. That's a lot of work. As always, face is hard. But give it a try lah. I don't really suggest using ZBrush. I mean, it's easier. It's just you gotta bring in the reference and you gotta line things up properly and bring it back into Maya. So it's a lot of work. It's not to say it's easier, but it's more smoother, the process. Tapi okay lah. Figure out what you want to do. This is a good route. Like, it looks like, oh, there's no hope in completing this. Tapi give it a try. You never know. One other way is you can probably use NURBS, if you remember the NURBS way of doing things. That might help juga. Means that you use things like the curve tools here, or our NURBS primitives like the skull here. Alright, and then we start building the shape by using that. That might actually work. What I mean, I don't know if you remember it. It's things like, you know, you start with that. Right. So you get your circle here. So let's see if we can line it up with the reference. Obviously, I already did a demo, but I got it wrong. I actually modeled off that pupil there. So that's totally wrong. So that's just, I'm doing this again, basically. Alright, so let's see if we can line it up and kind of size it to follow our reference here. We'll just say it's about that size. Yeah, somewhere around there. Right, and if you want, you can do the same here as well. Let's just line it up with the grid there. Oops. Sweet. Alright. Alright, and from here, let me just, yeah, that's okay. So Control D, and we'll just make it a bit bigger. Maybe I'll just make it go that way. Control D, and let's just push it out. We'll say that's okay. Here's another one, Control D. Maybe I should just do 2 and not bother with the one in the middle. I'll figure out how to connect it later. Where are my curves? What's that one? So I'll just bring it here. these ones in the middle, we need to go a bit further in front, select all, so it's kind of slanted to follow our reference here, more or less. It's a bit off actually. See now. Yeah, looks odd. All of a sudden. Oh, I missed a curve. Yeah, I missed this curve, which I left behind. See if I can snap it. Let's just undo that. Okay, everyone, please go in front. We'll do one at a time, I guess. I'm gonna focus on this guy first. We'll say that's kind of okay. It does take a bit of you kind of really agak-agak and give it a try lah. It might not be right the first time, and you might need to actually do it again. But let's just see if we can get it right the first time, and if not, we'll tweak it until it works. So should look something like this. The resulting mesh. Will that be okay? I'll say that's not too bad. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my loft here, and I'll loft that guy as well. Press G. Right, so we got this two mesh here. Where is it? It's this one and that one. I'll just hide my nails. Right, so we got this, and we'll just reverse the direction so it's all nice and white, and I think I'll just change it to polygons like so. That's, looks like too much as well. Is it too much? I don't know. Let's just go to convert again. What's my settings? Control points, count. We'll say that's okay. You can just delete them later. The ones that I don't want or I don't need. Alright, so let's just combine them first. And let's take out, let's just hide that surface first. So I have that circle there. Right. And the ones that I don't need, I can just get rid of. Yeah. We'll just keep it clean dulu. Right. Those two, they need to connect somehow. So what I think I'll do is I'll go to edge mode and get my target well, and I'll say you two please connect, something like that. And you will be needing more edge loops to kind of define that part, but at least we got the shapes kind of there already. So this requires you to kind of shape it and round it a bit more. I mean, much like how what we did with the face exercise that we did earlier. But that's the general idea lah with this thing. And then as you add more, more edges, it will totally define this shape even more. And then from here is where you generate the eye socket. So you actually extrude that like so. Seems like I missed something there. Oh, did I tweak that? Okay. Yeah, I must have moved it a bit. But anyway, that will form our eye socket, and we'll just gonna kind of bring it out. That will form the eye socket. Fill that hole like so, and that will be the eye socket of that guy. And do the same with the other part. I hope it's starting to see where I'm going with this. See if I can get the poly's face up. So from there, you're gonna build the entire mesh, the entire face, just like how we did earlier. I mean, you build the eye socket to surround the sphere as well, and try to move these vertices to follow the eye as well, or maybe the eye follows the socket, either or. But we got the general shape kind of there, and for things like the bulges, the eyelids there, the part that kind of bulges, and you need to select the right faces. And this is just me kind of doing it very quickly, but let's see. Thickness, outside is the one. Yeah, something like that. Alright, and just extrude it again. Something's a bit off here. Maybe I should just go to vertices and move it in normal. Okay, yeah, it needs a bit more tweak. I might not have done it that way. Let's see, maybe it's just a matter of pushing this thing up. Yeah, it's only just a small bit actually. So I gotta shape that one a bit more. Maybe adding more edge loops to define that part. Trying to follow the reference a bit more. So yeah, I will kind of not do that part first. And you can certainly forget the eye socket first. Just get the whole face correct first before moving on to the other parts, to the eye socket. Alright. Yeah, I hope that gives you an idea. Alright, give it a try.